Hello, my soft, delicate, sweet slice of wedding cake. How are you doing? Good! I'm doing pretty good. I got married this weekend. And if you don't know that, for whatever reason, even though I posted it on everything, everywhere, people are probably sick of it. You can go watch this video right there. I'll give you like a little explanation. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a lot of the wedding stuff made me real tired, and I just kind of want to chill, kind of want to relax and just read a little bit, because reading's good for us, you know? Let's read other people's problems, so let's read Reddit. Would I be the asshole if I threatened to break up with my boyfriend because of his poor hygiene? How poor is it? Me, female 26, and my boyfriend, male 30, have been together for a little over 2 years. Sorry if my English isn't that good. I'm not officially English. That's all right, mate. For context, I am mentally challenged, ADHD, PTSD, autism, fetal alcohol syndrome, and more. And I live in a house with 10 other mentally challenged people and some caretakers that work here to look after us. The owners of this place have a horse farm a few steps away from our house. My now boyfriend has stabled his pony at our house stables. He came from a contract and I immediately fell for him and he did for me. That's adorable. He would stop by every Wednesday and Saturday for his pony and we would chat. One day he confessed, and since he knew I was into him, he also asked me to be his girlfriend. Oh, this is where I might have been too quick. My caretakers didn't want me to go to his place until they were sure he was good for me, and I calmed my overly excited mind about him. That's fair. Seems pretty responsible since things went pretty quick. This is where things get difficult for me. I didn't really know about his living situation. He has a rental home and lives a few houses away from his parents. Very sweet people, especially his mom, such a sweetheart. I do think him and his dad also have mental issues because the way they do things. Weird. Okay. But the first time I was allowed to sleep at his place, around 1.5 years into our relationship, I noticed some things. He doesn't shower every day, maybe twice a week, but he works at a place where he is sweating a lot every day. Gross. I'm not saying that, she said that. He rarely brushes his teeth and never does this in the evening, to which I explained multiple times how disgusting that is. Okay. Yep, starting to smell, starting to get some whiffs, gotcha. His house smells and he never cleans. He once spilled some cream stuff in the fridge and left it there for a month before he cleaned it up. At that time, it was already moldy. Oh no. His excuse to not clean is, I never have time. After work, he just sits at his PC and does some games. He has time, he just never makes time. He also has a small parrot bird that shits everywhere and he never cleans it up. Behind his PC screen, it's all white from bird shit. Oh my God, it probably smells so bad. Oh no. Girl, run. He never makes up and cleans his bed. He leaves dishes out for days, sometimes weeks. I never want to shower in his shower because it looks so gross. The amount of times I worry about him and his health is draining me mentally. It's super frustrating. When I do talk to him about it, he just gets upset. He hates confrontation. He is super stubborn too. For example, me. Please brush your teeth in the evening. It's better because bacteria grow and multiply when you sleep and it's just gross. Him. It's fine. My teeth are strong. Nothing's gonna happen. Stop complaining about the way I do things. Oh no, there's just no compromise. That's how it goes with everything and I'm sick of it. His parents can't change his mind either. I love him a lot, but this is just making me go insane and I don't know what to do since he won't improve or listen. I do have abandonment issues and can't stand the thought of me leaving him, but at this point I should just take care of my mental well-being. Also, I'm a people pleaser. I'm thinking of threatening him. If you don't take care of yourself, I might leave and look for someone who does accept this. So would I be the asshole if I were to threaten to leave if he keeps being so stubborn and not taking care of himself? Edit, to clear up some miscommunication and misinformation. We don't have intercourse, mostly because I might be asexual and grossed out by the idea. Fair enough. He is not a narcissist or manipulative guy. He loves me to death and he is the kindest boyfriend I've ever had. I did once ask him what he would do if I broke up and he jokingly said he'd off himself, to which I said not to say that and he understood. The caretakers are currently helping me by listening and coming up with ideas to help me. I hope this clears some questions. Whoa, that's That's a lot of heavy shit. Listen, hygiene's a really big thing for a lot of people. Some people it's not, but you know, it's good to take care of yourself. And if you're taking care of yourself, then, you know, that's just like, you respect yourself, you respect your partner. It kind of goes hand in hand. And if there's no compromise in a relationship, whether it's hygiene or chores in the house or just any communication, just anything like that, then it's not an equal relationship. It's just you kind of living amongst him and his place, and he's not doing anything to add you into that place. I know you said like he's really caring and all that kind of stuff, but clearly he struggles with this. And you know, it could always be because of mental health issues like depression or stuff like that. I know when I get into those like really deep depressive moments, I don't want to take care of myself at all, and I don't want to clean, I don't want to do any of that stuff. So I don't want to be like, you know, completely off-put that idea. But it just sounds like he's okay, and he's content with being dirty, if you will. And if you're not okay with that, and that's how he lives on a daily basis, and you can't live like that, then you guys probably aren't meant to be. It's probably just not gonna work out, because there's just gonna be this resentment that grows over time. And if you continue a relationship based off of an ultimatum like this, I mean, I don't know. I think it's okay to say, hey, you know what? Like, this is what I need from you in a relationship. And if you can't give me that, then I can't be a part of this relationship. That's okay. I guess it is an ultimatum, but it is just communication. So I think that's okay. I think you need to say that. I don't think that makes you an asshole necessarily. I guess in the way my head was like, if you don't do this, I'm leaving immediately. But again, you can do that, you know? You don't need a reason to leave, but this is a good reason. And if he's not willing to budge on that, then there's your answer, you know? Dating is for finding out if you're compatible with someone. If you're not, then it's okay to set them and yourself free to find someone who is. You've learned that hygiene is really important to you in a relationship and that it's not a priority for him. Exactly. He's the only person who can make those changes. You've already told him repeatedly how much it bothers you, and he knows that it's bad for his health, and he still makes no effort to change. Giving him an ultimatum isn't going to fix that. Personally, I would just break up with him now. Just say that you've told him over and over and hygiene is really important to you, and he's showing over and over that it's not a priority for him, so that you're not compatible. And then at the bottom, also a note, you can break up with anyone for any reason at any time. That's what I always say. I'm just like, I mean, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. But I mean, you might be prolonging it just because clearly you love this person, which I totally understand. But if he hasn't changed at this point, I think even with an ultimatum, it'll probably be temporary, and then he will probably go back to his ways, but maybe not. Maybe not, what do I know? He's already told you to stop complaining about the way he does things. He is not going to change, and now it's up to you to decide if you're going to stay or go or stay. Yeah. It's just a lot. I mean, it would be one thing to not brush your teeth at night, but to just live in literal shit-filled rooms, like with shit behind his computer and like stench and rotting dishes everywhere all the time, and it's just a lot. I don't think you're the asshole at all. Do what's best for you. You gotta take care of you, you know? Next! Am I the asshole for siding with my dad in the divorce even though he cheated on my mom? Damn! Okay, low-key, I could probably relate to this in some ways, not in like every way, but we'll get into it. My dad, 52, and my mom, 49 female, separated nearly 8 months ago due to my dad having an affair. I, 17 female, understand that my dad is in the wrong and cheating is never okay, but recently found myself resenting my mom due to her reaction to the divorce. She has been putting voice recorders in all of our vehicles, including mine. There was no way to know where else these are hidden. It makes me feel uncomfortable to talk out loud, even in my own home. She also put cameras all around our house, hoping to catch my dad since he is no longer allowed in our home. She even put one directly in front of my bedroom, which has not been removed, even though I told her it seemed weird to me, especially since I've given her no reason not to trust me and didn't see a purpose behind putting a camera there. Oh my God, I did not expect this. This is crazy. Okay, my dad had to buy a new phone since she could still log into his Apple ID and would go through it, as well as log into his Facebook and other social medias. Her email was the recovery email for all his passwords, seeing as my dad has never been good with technology. Even after buying a new phone, she somehow still has access to his location. I'm not sure how, but I wouldn't be surprised to find out she had an AirTag or tracker of some sort somewhere. She checks his location religiously and will leave at all hours of the day to follow him if she thinks he is going to meet another woman. The reason I'm asking if I'm the asshole is because me and my mom recently got into an argument. I've had a strained relationship with her since she found out I was gay about a year ago, but we are civil and I just don't talk about it. The argument started because she was questioning me about my relationship with my girlfriend, 18 female, and trying to tell me that she wasn't good for me. I was annoyed with her because I try not to talk about my girlfriend around her to avoid conflict. When she brought it up, I responded without thinking and said, I don't think you should be giving out relationship advice. Damn! Drop that mic. Okay. She immediately started crying and saying it wasn't her fault and I shouldn't hold that over her. I left the room, but later we were watching TV and she reignited the issue by venting to me about dad and kept mentioning how he would probably marry some whore. Ooh. And just fully shit talking my dad to me and saying how horrible he was to her. I know she's upset, but I wish she wouldn't vent to me about the situation because I still love my dad and would rather not be involved. I tried to just switch the topic, but she doubled down. So I said, it doesn't really matter who he marries. This upset her and she accused me of not caring at all that they split and then told me I was just like him and didn't have any emotions. Ugh. At this point, I was angry with her and said I would rather be like my dad than her and could understand why dad would want to be with someone else. Damn. That's heavy as fuck. The dad having an affair, let's start there. Horrible. Never an excuse. Just leave your partner. If you're gonna have an affair, just stop. Just leave, you know? But and a big old booty butt on that. The way the mom's handling it is so over the top, it seems. I mean, divorces can be very, very messy, as I know. Not for me, I just got married a couple days ago. Just from like watching other people go through them. And, you know, you need like evidence of certain things. You need this, and I don't even know where they are in the divorce, if they're officially divorced yet, or if they're just separated. So, I mean, the mom might be just like doubling down, trying to get evidence and all this stuff, but dragging your child into all of that, there's no excuse for that. And it's so inappropriate, and it's so not fair to the kid. You just gotta be a parent to the kid and try to sort your own shit out by yourself. I don't think you're the asshole necessarily for siding with your dad. I don't necessarily think you are siding with your dad in this situation. Like, I don't think it seems like you don't agree with him that he had an affair necessarily, but I think there's just so much animosity there that you're naturally going to be on the side of the person who's not berating you constantly. But then you also need to understand, and you're only 17 and you shouldn't have to understand this, that your mom has probably just been through some psychological horror with your father having an affair, and she's probably just going insane, as, you know, is pretty natural, but it's not right for her to be dragging you into it. So there's just so many sides to this. I think it was voted as everybody sucks, and I agree. Besides you, I don't think you suck necessarily. Everybody sucks here. Your dad for cheating, your mom for her unhinged, toxic behavior. I know you're only 17, but you're old enough to know your comments are hurtful. You'll need to do a lot of work on yourself if you ever want to break the cycle of toxic behavior you've inherited from both your parents. Yeah, I mean, I understand what they're saying. And I mean, in a heated argument, it happens. Those hurtful comments happen. And maybe it's an unfortunate wake-up call for the mom. And I mean, obviously the dad is no better in this situation. But I mean, you can get past those comments pretty quick and just be like, hey. And maybe you're gonna get some decent advice here. This comment is unhinged just for the everybody sucks here. OP is firmly not the asshole. I agree. Not the nicest thing to say to mom, but it's 100% true. Planting voice recorders everywhere in the fucking house and acting like a psychopath towards your child because your husband cheated on you. Yeah, I agree. Like, it's over the top. And it's you're exploiting your child's privacy, telling their mom they shouldn't give dating advice after she got cheated on, as if it was somehow her fault as total asshole behavior. Yeah, I don't know. It's like back and forth, right? It's like, no, it wasn't a good comment. But, you know, in the heat of this moment where she's planted recording devices everywhere, she's done all this stuff that the kid feels like they can't even, you know, take a shit without the mom listening, it's gonna get pent up. And so that is on the mom. That is on the mom at the end of the day. The mother is simply coming apart. She's got trust issues after the betrayal. That's what I said. She needs therapy ASAP, but the root cause is still the dad. 100%. If he had not cheated, the mom would be okay and OP would not be here. Yeah. At the end of the day, this is all the dad's fault. At the end of the day, it is completely his fault. And then everyone, it's just a domino effect. Everybody's acting out in different ways. And it's just really, really unfortunate. The mom's acting out super immaturely and the kid is acting out like a kid, just being like, what the fuck, you know? I think honestly, everyone needs therapy here, but let's move on. Am I the asshole for giving my husband a pregnancy test as a B-Day gift? This can either be really wholesome or really fucking sad. Let's get into it. Hi, I am female 23. My husband's male 25 birthday was 1 week ago. We've wanted a baby for a really long time, and when I found out I was pregnant, I was so excited. Knowing my husband's birthday was in 3 days, I decided to keep it a secret and give the test to him as part of his B-Day gift, because he wouldn't be expecting it. And in my head, it would make it more shocking and exciting. At least that's how I thought it would be. Perhaps that was a dumb thought. Okay, initially, if it's just like part of a gift, I feel like that's really sweet, especially if you both want the kid, but now I'm scared. Now, this was not going to be a big party with tons of people. My husband didn't want to do that. So it was just going to be the two of us. He was going to open his gifts, we were going to eat a nice dinner, and it was going to be chill and intimate. With this in mind, I didn't think giving him the pregnancy test as a gift would be a problem at all. If it were just a big party, I wouldn't have done it because it would have taken the entire focus off him, but this was a small party just for me and him. Okay, again, so far this sounds okay to me. Is that crazy? I don't know. Okay, I'm scared. I'm scared. When it came for me to give him his gifts, the pregnancy test was in a small box and I told him to open it last. He was super happy with all of his gifts, and when he opened the box with a pregnancy test in it, his demeanor changed. He seemed upset. I asked what is wrong, and he said it was a stupid gift. And how could you hide something like this from me? You knew this for so long and hid it. It was 3 days. What? Oh my God, my heart is breaking for her right now. I explained to him it was 3 days. Yeah. What the fuck? I thought it would be a wonderful gift. Like I said, we've wanted a baby for so long, and I thought he'd be happy. He said he was happy, but the timing for me to tell him was horrible and that it was his birthday, not a celebration of pregnancy. I was confused, hurt, upset, so many emotions at once. I called him immature, and that led to a fight. He slept on the couch that night. This past week, he hasn't talked to me much. Whenever I try to bring it up, he says, just stop, we're past it. It was dumb of you. Stuff like that. Oh, he doesn't tell me how happy he is or any celebration about us being pregnant. Whenever I talk to him, he doesn't really reply. It's just yes or no or a grunt. Oh my God, no. I feel horrible. I didn't think this would be a bad gift. I thought he'd love it. Am I the asshole for doing this? I really thought it was okay, but I'm starting to think he's right. I shouldn't have done this. Oh, okay, there is an update here because this gives us some context. So update, kind of. I don't really think this is considered an update, but after reading replies, I'd like to clear a few things up. Okay, I'll give my advice after this. No, my husband has not ever acted this way towards me before. We've argued before, but it has never led to the point where he ignores me. To all the comments asking what I mean by wanting a baby for a really long time, we've been married for 4 years and we agreed from the start about wanting children. Yes, we've been trying to have a baby. I didn't stop taking birth control secretly, nor did we stop using protection accidentally. This was something we were both originally wanting. Okay, this is good. This is all good to know. I didn't tell anyone before him. He was the first person to know. Okay, good. I clearly stated we were alone for the party, but we were alone. There wasn't other people around to hear it. It was just us. Also, I don't know how to get rid of these numbers, so ignore them, but I don't want to kick him out or leave him. I really would appreciate advice on how to go about talking to him. Any advice? I don't want to get an abortion. Okay, that's great context. I wish every Reddit story had like all that kind of context, because there was a lot of ways I was thinking if it could go. I'm like, maybe he actually doesn't want kids and all that. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's just, I mean, it's a big life change and it's a big shock, and I'm gonna go on his side first. Maybe he was just, wanting the day to be about him, which whatever. I mean, I wouldn't give a fuck if it was my birthday. I'd be like, that is amazing. This is like a huge life thing for us. I think it was really sweet, to be honest. Maybe I'm stupid, I don't really know, but I thought it was sweet, especially if you guys were trying and like, it seems like you guys were going to be excited to have a baby, but it's kind of a live and learn situation. You hope that you know your partner and what they would like for their birthday, and especially since he didn't want a big birthday, he doesn't really want to be like, center of attention with a bunch of people around. He's just kind of wants to do something small and intimate. I would have, like, from the information, I wouldn't have expected that, so I feel like you being caught off guard is warranted based off of the information we have. I don't know, it's really sad. It's really sad that he's like holding on to this and making it such a big deal, because at the end of the day, you guys are gonna have a child together. That's a much bigger deal than a fucking birthday, to me. So going about talking to him is just being honest, just being like, hey, I'm sorry that maybe I should have just made it about you and everything, but since we've been trying for so long, I just thought this would be a really good idea, and I didn't mean to ruin the birthday for you, but I don't know, just everything you said, like, we've been trying for so long. I'm really excited about it. I thought it would be a good idea, and just go from there, I guess. But I mean, you kind of already did that, so it's like, it just doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem fair to you. I think he didn't actually want kids. Next says this, mine didn't. I realize now what a mistake it was to approach my pregnancy as a child, asking to keep a stray animal and promising to always take care of it and never bother anyone else about it. 25 years of him saying, you changed a lot when we had kids. Oh my God. I did. I grew up and focused on the enormity of responsibility. He resented me for the attention it took away from him. I spent most of my adult life feeling guilty for changing. We're divorced now and still can't shake that feeling of guilt. Damn. It takes two. If he actually doesn't want kids, he doesn't need to be, letting loose like that. Same, you're worthy of existing, taking up space, and pursuing your wants and dreams. I've had a similar experience in romantic relationships as well, offering you hugs if you want them. Here's a complimentary quote for you that smacked me between the eyes yesterday. When we don't feel wanted, we make ourselves feel needed. And I realize now that that's what I've been doing my entire life. Whew. Damn! That is a smack, man. That's a smack. Because I know a couple like this. The woman desperately wanted children. The man said, okay, but I'm not doing anything to raise them. Don't have kids with that guy. Don't have kids with that guy. He proudly told me he had never changed a diaper in his life, never fed or dressed them, etc., and tried to recruit me as a free help while his wife left town for a weekend. I guess the situation works for them, but it made me feel so icky. Yeah, I mean, to each their own, I guess, People suck. I would just I felt heartbroken reading that whole thing because I actually thought that was really sweet. So I'm really sorry. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. But yeah, I don't even remember what the question was. Am I the asshole for giving my husband a pregnancy test? I don't think so. I think you meant it with the best intentions. And unfortunately, your husband seems quite immature. So with that, let's move on to one more. Am I the asshole for walking heavily and being upset that I was woken up from a much needed nap for a second time in less than 30 minutes? Very specific. Oh Lord, I'm scared. Okay, well, let's read it. In the last 2 nights, I have gotten 6 or 7 hours of sleep. Okay, it's not a lot of sleep. All right. In the last 2 days, I've been doing a lot of physical intensive work around the house and running errands for the family. Finally, everything was done. It was 8 p.m. and I could finally lie down to nap before I had to be up to do something at 2 a.m. And around 10 p.m., I was woken up by my family being loud in the living room. My eldest and her boyfriend had come over for dinner, and my wife and other kids are excited and joking. I didn't gripe and I didn't get upset about being woken up. I just went out into the backyard where I have a tool shed turned office, and I was going to just sleep in my recliner. That sounds like a good plan. All right. About 30 minutes later, just long enough for me to finally fall back asleep, my daughter's dog started to howl at the back door to be let in. Even though the family was just on the other side of the sliding glass door, nobody heard her, and it woke me up. This woke me up, and with an upset expression on my face and my steps being heavier than normal, I let the dog in and got me a glass of water. Got me a glass of water. Okay. When I explained what happened, there wasn't any anger in my voice. I wasn't loud. I just stated what had happened. I was just informed by my wife that this ruined the mood for the evening, and my daughter and her boyfriend went home early. Further, I was informed that my reaction was inappropriate, that I shouldn't have been walking so heavily and should have schooled my face more. Am I the asshole? I need more context, I think. Listen, being sleep deprived in any way, it always makes you a little grumpy monkey, I get it, but doesn't really give you an excuse to just be a mopey ass, I guess. I understand nobody heard the dog. What do you want from them? I don't know. If they're laughing and joking around and they just didn't notice it, I don't think they're trying to wake you up, It's I don't think you're an asshole because you're tired, but maybe the way you handled that situation could have been a little bit better. I don't know. Let's see what the comments said. First one says, are you playing video games at night? It is kind of insulting that you would rather interact with a screen than real people who are on the other side of the wall having fun. You're the asshole. Is he playing video games at night? Is that what he had to do at 2 a.m.? I had to be up to do something at 2 a.m. Yeah, what was that? What does he have to do? Yes, family is having a nice time together and dad is grumpy because it cuts into his pre-gaming nap. Wait, is that actually what's happening? What makes you think it's video games? I checked his comment history, but I do feel like I'm missing something. It's in this post from a year ago. Oh my gosh, okay, and according to that post, he has one night a week. He tries to play games with friends to maintain contact with them after moving out of the country and place that does not speak his native language. So he does not appear to be an all of the time thing. If he has gotten 6 or 7 hours of sleep over 2 sleep cycles, this is basically 3 to 3.5 hours per night. This means he isn't sleeping enough. Nothing in the post says that is due to him gaming, and that is an assumption on people's parts due to his one post from a year ago. Anyone would be grumpy due to lack of sleep and any consideration for family. He is not required in his own home to be perfect host to these kinds of situations. Interesting. Okay, this is like a little more context now. Like, again, if you're getting 3 hours of sleep a night, it's gonna wreck you for sure. And, you know, your schedule's a little messed up, but I just don't think that it gives you any excuse to, you know, just not be nice to your family. Like, you could still go in and be like, hey guys, really trying to get some sleep. The dog was outside. Like, if we could just, like, you know, there's just a nice way to go about things. You don't need to be an asshole. But you're like a very soft asshole, in my opinion. They did vote him the asshole. You're the asshole. You ignored that 8 p.m. on Saturday night is going to be lively and was. You expected them to talk in soft voices and not forget your nap, which is unlikely unless you have a terminal illness. But no, you were taking a nap to be fresh for gaming. You don't work a night shift. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough too. Damn, I'm reading so many tough ones. I think you're a little grumpy and you could have been nicer. That's all I'm saying. What do you think in the comments? I don't know. I feel like I say the wrong shit in these videos. People get mad at me in the comments. But it's like, I only have so much context and I'm also like not discussing it with someone else. I feel like I can't make decisions. I don't know. I just know how I'd feel. And if my husband came in like, the dog was barking at the door and you guys didn't let them in, I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, so I think you just need to own that one, maybe a little bit, you know? Shoo! But with that, I'm gonna go eat some leftover wedding cake. I'm gonna go eat some leftover wedding cake. But hope you have a good day. Bye.